Hey everyone, welcome to Quick Break Games, and today we're going to be ranking LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga's Episode 8, The Last Jedi levels. So we're going to be ranking the 5 levels that make up The Last Jedi from worst to best, 5 being worst, 1 being the best. This is going to be a pretty cool ranking because this movie has never been covered in a previous LEGO game before, so let's not waste any more time and let's go ahead and get started with number 5. Alright, so at number 5 we have Master Code Breakout. Now, as the level name suggests, this level takes place when Finn and Rose go to Canto Bight in order to find the Master Code Breaker. Now, this level is okay, but the main reason I put this at the bottom of the list is due to just how short it is. Now, it takes place in a prison, which for this level is just a large circular room with a whole bunch of jail cells around it, and then you're trying to get to the main room in the middle. So like I said, there are a lot of jail cells kind of surrounding the map, which is kind of cool because they often have lots of mini kits and things to find in there. But other than that, it really doesn't take long to get into the middle of the room. And from there you get a grapple gun and you use it to pull open a hole in the ground. And then that's pretty much it for the level, and it ends there. One funny thing about this level is that it can almost be completed instantly in free play mode, since all you have to do is switch to a character with a grapple hook and use it on the level's exit. So yeah, in free play, this definitely has to be the shortest level in the game. But you know, it's not all bad though. The level does have optional stealth, which I always love in games, where you're avoiding the guards as you try to enter the center room. To be honest, I really don't think this should have been one of the 5 levels that make up The Last Jedi in this game. I think they could have done more stuff, maybe do a level based around Luke's training on Octo or something like that. But other than that, this is a very basic level that's short even for this game's standards, which is why I'm putting Master Code Breakout at number 5. Okay, so at number 4 we have Dameron's Defiance. Finally, one of these space combat vehicle levels that didn't land on the bottom of the list. So this level takes place at the very start of the movie, where Poe Dameron leads a squad to take down the First Order Dreadnought, which doesn't entirely go as planned if you've seen the movie. So in this one, you'll be flying around this massive First Order capital ship as you try to take down its defenses and take down the TIE fighters flying around it. It makes for a solid vehicle level. And at one point, you actually switch to a unique first-person perspective where you have to quickly take out enemy ships to defend the bombers that are slowly making their way to the Dreadnought. It's a pretty cool sequence. And after that little part, you gotta destroy a few more things on the Dreadnought, and then the level ends. So yeah, overall, I find this one to be one of the better space levels in the game. Something about going around and destroying the different turrets and pieces around the Dreadnought is pretty satisfying, and the little first-person sequence was a nice addition too. So I'm going to put Dameron's Defiance not last, but we're actually going to put it in the number 4 spot for this ranking. Alright, so number 3 is Chrome Dome Down. So this is the Captain Phasma boss fight of The Last Jedi. This is where Finn and Rose are sort of captured by Phasma in First Order, but then their capital ship gets destroyed, allowing Finn and Rose to make their escape. So to break down this level, I would kind of divide it into 4 sections. There are 3 separate areas of the hangar where you have to find ways to damage Phasma in each one. After that, there's a final 4th section where you get to take control of an AT-ST as you make your way out of the hangar. So in the first of these 3 sections of this level, you have to fight Captain Phasma, and during each of these, you have to attack her 3 different times for a total of 9 times. What's cool is there's actually a level challenge where you have to defeat Phasma using all 9 unique methods of attacking her. Of course, normally you can repeat the same method, such as dropping a TIE fighter on top of her, but I really like how this challenge makes you think outside the box and has you looking around a bit more to figure out different ways of getting the attack in. And like I said, you can drop TIE fighters on her, control a little turret to shoot at her, get her sucked into an engine turbine. There's a lot of variety here. Then of course at the end of the level there is that AT-ST sequence that I mentioned earlier, where you can stomp on stormtroopers as they run around the hangar. It's a short section, but it is pretty fun. So overall, I think this is a pretty solid level. It's fairly unique and offers lots of different gameplay options, which is why I'm putting Chrome Dome Down at number 3. Alright, time for number 2. We have Ground Assault. This is the famous final showdown of the movie between Force Ghost Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren on the planet Crate. This level's kind of interesting because it has 2 different things going on at once. If you're playing couch co-op, one player controls Luke as you essentially dodge Kylo Ren's attacks over and over again. I really wish they would have let you attack and fight Kylo, sort of like a typical boss fight in this game, but they could just modify it where he can't hurt you and all the attacks pass right through. I know in the movie Luke only ever dodged, but I think it would have made for better gameplay. Instead, you're basically doing a quick time event over and over again. So while that's going on, the second player is playing as Finn or Poe as you make your way out of the caves for Rey to rescue you. There's obviously no combat or anything here, There are some cool branching paths allowing for some replayability later when you're trying to collect those mini kits. By the way, I do have a guide for all of those, but this section really comes down to building a drill and riding it through the cave. So while I think this level works really good in co-op, this level is kind of awkward when you're playing it solo, since you have to one at a time fight Kylo Ren as Luke, then switch over to Finn and Poe to do the cave stuff, or vice versa. I don't know, it just feels like this level was designed more for co-op play. But I do really like this level. It's obviously a very important scene in the movie. There's some funny humor when you're dodging Kylo Ren's attacks, and overall I enjoy it, which is why I'm going to put Ground Assault at number 2. Alright, here it is, the number 1 level of The Last Jedi. We have No Snoke Without Fire. I had to put the level based around the best scene of the movie in the number 1 spot. This one is the famous Snoke throne room fight scene where Kylo Ren and Rey team up to take down all the guards. But that's not all this level is. There is a walking section at the beginning where Kylo is escorting Rey through the ship as she's handcuffed. I kind of like the replayability of this part. There's actually a ton of side paths along the hallway that lead to special rooms where you can collect mini kits and stuff. It's pretty neat. And before you reach the elevator to go up to the throne room, the level opens up a bit, and you have to solve a brief puzzle to get the door leading to the elevator open. Finally, once you reach the throne room, and I really like how they handled this, you essentially fight each of the guards one at a time. In solo, after you defeat one, you'll then automatically switch to the other character as you fight another guard. Then you keep switching back and forth until you defeat all the guards and the level ends. So in my opinion, the lightsaber combat is one of the best aspects of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and this level gives you a lot of practice with it. There's even an optional way of defeating the guards by pushing them into the traps in the center of the arena, so that's a cool option as well. I also like how, although you're really only focused on fighting one guard at a time, because that's kind of what the combat is centered around, the other guards still feel like they're very much in the fight with you as they're kind of surrounding you. So yeah, overall, this is my favorite level of The Last Jedi due to all the lightsaber combat, and I like the slow opening that has lots of hidden areas to explore, which is why I'm putting No Snoke Without Fire in the number 1 spot. Okay, so that is my ranking of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga's The Last Jedi. I think in general this might be one of the weaker movies in the game, just because some of the levels I don't feel are totally necessary, like the Master Code Breakout level. But it's whatever, this is the first time we got this movie playable in LEGO form, so let me know what you think of my ranking. Please give your ranking down in the comments below. I always enjoy reading all of those. And be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.